Hey traders, Mike Katz, 7 points, bringing you today's trader takeaways. We'll have a quick recap here on CLSN. Celsion was a great trader for us today, and I want to go over the setup. It's very simple. It goes off of pure supply and demand, and if you've seen the videos before, then you've seen us trade this many times, this setup. But let's just do it real quick, and you'll see how powerful this setup really is. So we had the run up in the morning. This thing gets a pop and it's on the radar, on the scanner. And what do we know about Celsion? Well, if you look at the daily, every time this thing is popped up, it just gives the gains back, right? It never holds the gains. If it does, it gives it back the next day. So we had Celsion gap up, and what's on our minds right away? Well, is this the one that's going to give back the profits again? And most likely the answer to that is yes, because it did that once, twice, three times. I don't even want to count. Constantly gaps up and gives back the gains. So with proper risk management, we can size into a position that says, all right, if this is going to be another one of those times where it does give the gains back, then I want to try to capitalize on the move back. So CLSN goes up, and the easy trade would have been to size in versus $4. Now I didn't do that. I was preoccupied with some other stuff, and I did not get the initial trade shorting it going into the $4 figure, right? And because I didn't get that, then it was just a matter of waiting for my next setup. So if I'm not able to size in versus the actual figure and give it some room above it, then when it comes down, I don't want to chase it. So my next job is to see if I can find another spot to get in. Well, on this bounce, we can see that we bottomed here in pre-market once, and now we bottom here at 9:40 in the morning again. Therefore, this level becomes significant, right? So we draw a line there. That's support. We bounced off of it here. We went up. We bounced off of it again. And at around 10 o'clock, the bounce that we got came all the way to 370, but it couldn't come back up to $4 again, right? So that gives us that lower high. We have a high here, and now we have a high here at 375. 370 is where it topped out. So the trade is, I have three ways to enter this. One is inside the consolidation, anticipating a descending triangle. Two is on the break of the support of this descending triangle. And three is on the retest, right? So let me put that out there once. Let's get some text. One would be inside. One. Two would be here on a break of support of the base of the triangle. And then three would be on a retest of that support once we go below it and come back above it, right? So one for me right here, I enter as it's starting to make that lower high. Where's my stop? Right above $4. What does it do? Comes down to this level again, goes up, makes another lower high, right? Let's get that trend line going again. We have another lower high to trade against. What do? We come back down here. The base is flat, support is flat, and this time, instead of bouncing again, we go sideways. That tells us the sellers are stepping down and they're willing to sell at lower prices, and the pressure's building. Anybody who bought this either early on or afterwards is most likely out of the money, right? Unless they bought a pre-market and not that much volume traded pre-market. Most likely, if you bought this symbol anytime between the open and 11 o'clock, you're out of the money in this trade, meaning that you are underwater and the stock's below where you bought it. And that creates a lot of pressure in the stock. So every bounce that we get, the sellers have to step down and sell their stock at lower prices, and that creates pressure. Hence, we get this descending triangle. And on that descending triangle with lower highs, I get involved inside the consolidation. I add on the break of support, and this time it was a break of 330. I had my orders queued up in my level 2. I had 327 in my price box, and as soon as I saw 330 start to get hit, I hit it, and it gave me some 330s, 329s, 328s. It didn't even give me any 327s. And we get a nice push down, cover into, I was actually thinking the first move is going to make it to $3 even. And I had some orders, 301, 302, 30, all the way to 05. And it didn't make it that far. It started stalling out and going sideways between 310 and 320. So I took some off here at 11, 12, between 10 and 15, between 11 and 15, thinking that once we get this move back up into this resistance, that's going to give me my other spot to add. And that's exactly what happened, except it didn't make it all the way back up to 330, 333 to give me my full add, right? So as it's curling back up, I cover some, I lock some in, and then I'm adding as it's going back closer to this resistance of 330. And it didn't give me a fill on all my orders, so it was just a matter of repricing lower and getting lower prices, because if it can't make it back up here, that means it's weaker than I thought it would be. Then I definitely want to be in, right? And then it's just a matter of covering on the washes, and that's what we did here. So covered some here, reshorted some here, just trading around a core position, small feelers out there, and then big crack here at $3. You know that this is where everybody's puking it out if they're long. Everybody's got a 299 stop. Everybody's got that $3 level in mind. And when that cracks, you can see on the volume that shakes a lot of people out. And then it bounces off. But all the market makers who absorbed those stops at 3 and below, they're using this pop to sell those shares out. And if they can't sell it out, guess what? Takes another curl down, another move down. That's another spot to trim. I trim some here, and comes back, gets rejected by $3 on this bar. This is where I size back in, and I'm thinking to myself, if it could stay below 3, I'm willing to give it till here, right? 320, so that if everybody who bought here and the sideways move is out of the money, I don't want them to have a chance to break even. If they do, I don't want to be in the trade anymore. And then reshorted here at $3, did the dance around $3, and I said to myself, all right, it's getting near the end of the day. This could be a V bottom, and it's holding $3 here. So I just ended up working my way out of the position in this area, and I was done with it by the time it went back down to 290. But this setup has worked many times. We know the symbol is trash. We know it always goes down. I shouldn't say always, but oftentimes it goes down after it rallies. So it's a good symbol to try to find spots to be responsibly short and allow this thing to work on the short side. So CLSN, it's a setup that works often, and we always look for it. And when I'm wrong, I'm going to lose a little, but when I'm right, I'm able to capitalize on the move and let the trade work for me. And this one was no different. So good symbol. Scanners help us find these types of symbols that we're looking for, and it's just a matter of risk management and position management from that point on. So thank you guys for watching. I hope everybody's going to have a great Thanksgiving. If we don't speak tomorrow, enjoy the holiday, enjoy some family time, and talk to you guys next week.